30 hertz straight up.
Thank you for tuning in to another wonderful episode of Lupus Has No Face podcast, where we talk about real life, real struggles, and the power beyond. I'm your host, Savannah Burks, and this is our lovely guest for the third time him appearing on Lupus Has No Face podcast because his story is so amazing. Lorenzo, welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming in for the third time. But
Yeah.
your story is so amazing. So we had to cover everything. Like I never had no one that took up the whole month.
Wow.
And it's still like two more pieces of you, but yes. So I wanted to touch on everything.
Well, it's been an honor. An honor to be here. Which,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank
you're my
you.
little sister now. So, oh, good. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I do want to say I thank you guys for reaching out, all the text messages, all the posts, all all contacts of how you guys been reaching out to me. I greatly appreciate it. I've synced it. I see them coming in. I just had to take a little break and I'm still dealing with it. You know, it's just moments. People say
Mm.
take a day at a time, but I'm taking moments at a time because my energy shift from happy to sad to all of the things. So just bear with me, but I do see it and I greatly appreciate it. Keep it coming. You guys are helping me get through this. And it's just so funny. And shout out to the people that is grieving because this is the third stage that I have grieved. Um, grieve, well, I say this year and last year. So last year plus, no, yeah, this year, this whole year. Um, the first was when my son got shot. So my grievance was not being able to protect him, even though that was out of my hands. Me being an empty nester, that was another grieving, and my daughter' presence not being there, and then my mom passing.
Mm.
So I grieved all three different stages. I don't know if it's more, but for me, it's been three, and they all felt different, and it was all kind of like a stab, and then a piece that was gone. So
Mm.
while dealing with grieving for me, it's just like a relationship. You guys may wake up one day and hate each other, fell out of love. The relationship may be born, but both of you guys still want to be together. So you guys are choosing each other. So that's what makes it work. So for me, it's a part of me, subconsciously and consciously, that don't want to get up and do nothing, that want to lay in the bed all day, that don't want to eat, that don't want to respond back to nobody. And then it's me, both of me fighting against each other. Like, girl, you need to get up, you need to continue to show up, and not sit in it for too long and process it. Feel what I'm gonna feel, but still get back to Savannah. So you guys just have to make a choice to choose yourself.
Well, I think that the fact that you even able to sit, with it being so early, what you're going through right now, I think that it is very important. And I think it's awesome that you're even able to talk about it and address it, man, because you know those things are really, really serious. And my condolences to you as well. You know that
Thank you.
my wife
Appreciate
and
it.
my family's been in prayer for you. And these things, these matters is serious, and not only are they serious, it's traumatic. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To lose somebody you love. So I can't say that I completely understand your experience, but I do know what it feels like to lose someone you love. You know, and we're praying for you. and
Thank
my
you.
family.
And
Yeah,
I appreciate it. And thank you for even being there, you and your lovely wife. So I
yeah,
appreciate all of that. And it's just like a love that has nowhere to go. Like you can't explain. I can't explain how I feel at times. It's just no words for it. It's just a feeling. And even when I'm there, I'm not there.
yeah.
You know, so it's just I'm not gonna say it's hard. You know, God is literally carrying me through. But it's a lot of work to be done. It is a
Oh,
lot of work to be done.
yeah.
So you gotta choose.
Keep living.
You, there you go.
I keep
You just
living.
drop the mic. That's it. That's all.
And that's what you're doing. You know, you reached out, last week. The producer reached out to me and he was just saying that we was gonna postpone, and I understood, but then I got a message that you was ready to go this week. You know what I mean? So that's what that said to me was is that you understand your purpose. You understand that in the midst of the storm that you have to continue on. You know what I mean? And we talk. We become friends now, and we got to find therapy for things like this, what you're going through. And create our own therapy. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
you'll do that. So I think you're a strong young lady, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
People
Yeah,
say how you do it. It's God.
God is in control.
He is of
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. When I was given 3 months to live, and once again, I just don't know if a person can really, really understand being told that. You know what I mean? That you only have 3 months to live. The most serene moment of that is when uh, I acknowledged that God was in control.
Yep.
You
And
know?
before we even get into that, for those
Yeah.
that have not tuned in to episode 1 and episode 2, please go back to Lupus Has No Face podcast to catch up on Lorenzo's story. For those that do not know who you are, just briefly, can you tell them in your own words who Lorenzo Williams is?
Well, what I will always say now, and the reason I say this is because the person that watched me go through this, which is the closest person to me, is my wife. And I asked my wife one time how she felt about our experience and our journey and what I've been through. And my wife looked at me and she said to me that I am hope. And when somebody deals with you on a regular basis and they can look at you and speak good things about you and speak life into you, I think that means a lot. So I represent hope. I'm a 4-time cancer survivor. I've been battling cancer since I was 17 years old. And it's been a journey. It's been a traumatic journey. It's been a journey of not understanding. It's been a roller coaster journey. But and then here just recently, I just survived. Here in 2025, I had 9 surgeries since May 20th, where I had 30% of my lung removed, and all of my cancers have been different cancers. So that's what we've been talking about. And the thing about my story is in 2018, I was given 3 months to live. We turned down all traditional medicine, and the cancer began to reverse itself after I always say first, God is in control, and taking an all natural approach, believing that God has something that could heal, just like the enemy has something that could destroy. And here we are.
That was great in a nutshell.
Yeah, 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 here we are. Yeah.
You are not only a business owner, you're a cancer survivor. Can you share the moment your healing story truly began? Your healing story truly began.
Um, when I was a young man, it's some point you be trying to, leave certain things out, and then you be trying to guard other people, that's really not guarding you. But,
Mm,
to be honest with you, as a young man, I really didn't um understand what I was going through. You know, I come from a situation where there was some division in our family, and I really didn't have the nurturing environment that I needed to understand what I was going through. So because it was chaos early in my life, you know, the I drew closer to the same things that a lot of young people or a lot of young men and women that don't have the proper structure would go towards, which is the streets. So not only was I going towards the streets and being more in the streets, I was also sick. You know what I'm saying? Because at 17, going on 18 years old, I had a major surgery where they removed portions of my body. They removed my spleen and some lymph nodes from my body and my neck area. And then they shot my body full of radiation. So I never really had a space to understand what I was going through.
Okay.
And I never had a space to really, really heal, because not only did I enter into the streets, I began to do drugs. I began to live a drug, sell drugs, and I was living a street life. So my true healing didn't come until later on in life. To be honest with you, later on, maybe my 40s.
Mm, okay.
I think I lived all of my 20s not really, really understanding that I was sick all the time. I was sick the whole time. I was sick mentally, spiritually, and physically.
So you didn't start true healing until your 40s.
To my
and
40s.
Acceptance.
Yeah, when I
That's
understood
fair
what was
enough.
going on. You know what I mean?
That's fair enough. And being
Yeah,
able to understand is to acceptance. So that's where you accepted, you understood it, and then that's when you started your true healing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What was the hardest truth you had to face during your battle with cancer and keep you pushing through?
Um, the hardest truth for me was a lot of times when people, you know, hear that there's something going on with them, they begin to say, well, that's not what's going on with me, especially if you have been in the faith arena, you know, or that arena. You know, it's like the devil is a lie. You know, that ain't what's happening with me. But the reality is if you have a diagnosis and you got something going on, you have to at least acknowledge what's happening with
Right,
you.
for
You
sure.
got what I'm saying, before you can start dealing with it. So I had to begin to just acknowledge what was going on with me.
Okay.
You know, and
Okay.
I think that's where it really what really happened in that area.
All right. Fair enough. Where did you find strength on the days when it felt like you had nothing left?
You know I'm doing that, right? You know I'm doing that because you know you become very close to me and my wife, and so I know your energy, right? So I just had to give you a big smile because I wanted to see that smile that I know that you got, right? And you did it. You bust out laughing because you
Oh
know.
my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
That's
I'm sorry.
crazy.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Don't be reading me on here.
Yeah.
Where did you find strength on the days when it felt like you had nothing left?
Um. You know, I've always, you know, I think some of the people, my family or my relatives, you know, I would always kind of just be kind of hurt because I thought the people that I thought was supposed to be there, or maybe they should have even been there,
Mm,
they wasn't there,
right.
and so my expectations was, you know, I'm not gonna say that they were wrong. I'm just gonna say that I didn't understand them and I didn't know how to balance them. So I think my real strength through all of this, I can't really speak for when I was younger,
Hmm.
but these last times that I fought cancer, just having my wife and my two small children that were there for me all the time. And now I'm realizing that I wasn't even able to really embrace all of the love that they was giving me because I was so damaged by the love that I felt like I wasn't getting. And so I would speak these things, and people that like like my relatives, they would not want to deal with me because they felt like I was complaining, but I was really just crying out saying, "Hey, I want y'all to be here for me because I needed the support."
Mm,
But now that I look at it, you know, God knew what he was doing, and the support that I had in my wife and my children, my small children that was there. I'm talking about if I could tell you who should have been there that wasn't there. You got what I'm saying? Anybody would say it don't matter. They should have been there. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
But I think that a lot of times when you're chosen to do certain things by God, unfortunately, when you have that chosen anointing on you, some people are just not gonna have grace for you. You know what I mean?
I can
Yeah,
contest to that.
yeah,
Like I don't have any expectations for
that's good.
anybody to be here for me in this time.
That's good.
However, I do notice if you are there and if you are not there. And it may and it probably will change how I view you as a person.
Yeah,
Would you ever know that? Probably not. Would I ever tell you that? Probably not. You're just going to see a shift in me because for me, regardless of what's going on, like my mind would never be able to understand how could you not reach out? How could you not say any one or two things? Like there's really nothing nobody can do. But honestly, like texting, checking up, things that y'all do, it really actually does. It helps. Like all of that contribute to my healing process. And I don't think people understand that. And sometimes even family, they don't know how to love properly and unconditionally without all the chaos.
yeah,
Um, it's just crazy. But yeah, so for
yeah,
me, I'm not bitter, I'm not anything, but it does make me side eye people like, dang, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's okay, I forgive you because that's just where it's at.
Well,
So I can understand that.
when and I just want to say this to anybody that that's fighting, that's going through something. I mean, you really, really do have to, at some point, you have to monitor your own expectations.
Yeah.
They got an old saying, and the old saying is when somebody show you who they are, believe them.
Believe it.
You got what I'm saying? Because people, you know, when you're going through something like, I fought cancer 4 times.
Hmm.
I got 65% of my immune system. Don't you think I'm not going to be a perfect person? Don't you think I'm going to be irritated? Don't you think I'm going to be emotionally distraught? And you can't have grace for me. But at the same time, what I'm realizing now, God allows you to go through things. And I'm not trying to be preachy, but I want to use the source, right?
Hmm.
God allows you to go through things because, quite frankly, where you're going,
Can't carry them with you.
they're not going with you.
Exactly. And we know that
So he's showing you what it is
for sure.
now.
For sure.
And I'm just now getting to that place.
Mm.
I'm just now arriving to this place at 55 years old. And people
It's
have been
never too
treating me
late.
like that all of my life.
It's on God's timing.
It's on God's time,
Yep.
So good.
Where was there a moment during your journey when you said, God, I can't do this and something has to shift?
Plenty of times. I mean, listen, when you're going
Like,
through
God
stuff,
dang it.
I know everybody can relate to this. You go through something and you just be like, I don't want to go through this no more. But when when you have that automatic survival, when you got that keep living in you, even when the enemy, because you got to remember the enemy is always going to try to get you to give up.
Yeah.
That's that. I was thinking about this earlier. When they talk about, the scriptures be talking about the flesh wrestling against the spirit, man. You know, and I was going back into what I was going through, and when I was going through that, my flesh wanted to quit. My spirit man was carrying me through all of that. You got what I'm saying? So when you go through the stuff like what you've been through, what you're going through, and anybody that's going through anything, that part of you that's fighting, that's the spirit man, that's the God in you that's standing up to
Mhm.
fight for you.
For
And I
sure.
want to tap into that all the time. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, the flesh try to take you down, but Yeah, that's what it was me.
That's
I'm realizing it was the spirit man that was fighting.
yeah. We gotta listen to that discernment.
Yeah, you know.
Hmm. How has surviving cancer changed the way you view life, purpose, and wellness?
Um, you know, I know I definitely have purpose because even the doctor says in his testimony as he speaks about me, many doctors, that I shouldn't be here. We've heard the doctor
For
say that
sure.
I'm. They call it a fluke of life. I listen to it, but I know who it is and I know what it is. But what I realize is, that I have a opportunity within my mind to keep going. You know what I mean? So, I forgot the question. Say it again. It'd be like that
It's
sometimes,
okay.
y'all. It be
How
saying,
has surviving cancer changed your way you view life, purpose, and wellness? How did it change your life? The way you view it, your purpose, your life, and your wellness.
um, I just keep going back to
That
my
man upstairs.
experience. Of course, God, but just I keep going back to my expectation. I
Okay.
was really, really, really hurt by people in the way they treated me, right? But this experience has shown me that what God has for you and who God has for you, that's all you need.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
you got what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even though you might want all of that, what God has for you is what He has for you. When I travel and I go and speak places, I have this. I give out bottles with a mustard seed in it,
Okay.
and when I pass them out, I said, "This is all you need to move mountains in your life. Is this right here?" And people look for it, and they say, "Oh, that's the mustard seed." I said, "That's what God said. That's all we need." And here I am, I'm ministering to people, giving them this, but at the same time, my mountain was too big for me at times, and I'm realizing that all I needed was what God had for me. That little bit that He was willing to give me was enough to move the mountains that I had. And so that's where that's the place I'm going to right now. So for me, my purpose has grown, and I realize that God has me here to be a help, to be hope, to be an example of what it looks like to keep living, to keep fighting, to not give up. I didn't. God told me, don't hide your journey. And I had, like I
He
told
did.
you, I had somebody send me a message. Somebody, that's between you and God. You shouldn't
Right.
be putting that all out there like that.
Right.
And they just somebody ain't even called and checked on me. Ain't nothing. Just got something to say. And the Lord says, share the journey. And so I've been sharing everything, the hospital, the whole nine, the getting up, the laying down. And I get people say, man, every day somebody saying to me, man, your strength, just thank you for sharing your journey.
Cause you for sure helping somebody for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
You helping
So
somebody not give up. So that's
purpose,
what. Yep. That's what it is.
purpose.
We gotta speak our testimony once God allow us to go through it.
Yeah.
What inspires you to create Journey to a Better Health? So
After, I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, we are getting to the magic. I'm gonna say the magic that kept you here,
Okay.
that's keeping you breathing and live and well when you told the traditional medication no from the doctor. This is what got you all through. So this is the piece that everybody keep contacting me about, and I've been sending a few. It is not my tea, y'all.
Yeah.
I just drink it all the time. This is his tea.
Yeah.
So what inspires you to create Journey to a Better Health?
So once again, um, one of the things we lack, man, in the African American community is healthy relationships.
Yeah.
And so when I met my wife Dana Reese, you know, as soon as we met, we went right into trauma. So our strength was built from the trauma that we've experienced together, fighting together.
Hmm.
And so when we was fighting for my life, I told you I would be up all night. I decided not to quit. I started doing my research, and then I would find certain things. Then my wife would take it in the kitchen, and she would put it, cook it and feed it to me. Some stuff was terrible. I'd be like, no, that ain't it. We go back to the drawing board. And but the whole process, we logged it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we did, my wife logged all of it. And that's who she is by nature, because my wife, she's kind of an urchin,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a well urchin, and in the business world, that's a person that is kind of a person that kind of has to have everything organized, put together before they. And so once we came out of it, there was a bunch of my family members that came over in 2018 when I first got sick, and they walked around my house and they prayed, and then we came on the inside, and I said that if I die, I want this to be a foundation.
The
But if
journey to a better
the
health.
journey to a better health, I said, but if I live, but this is before Journey even really birthed.
So I'm gonna get to that. So
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
say nothing
yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah,
This is just the part that inspired
yeah,
journey to.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. This is what
Okay.
inspired Journey to a
Okay.
better health. And I said, if I don't die, then I'm gonna become a millionaire from this situation. And so I prophesied to myself.
Mm-hmm.
You got what I'm saying? And so after we started coming out of it, my entrepreneurial mind kicked in when I realized that we had everything, um, when we had everything logged. And I told my wife, we're going to take this stuff and we're going to turn this into formulas. And I told my wife, I said, the very thing that is trying to kill me owes me.
Mm.
So I said, cancer owe me, baby. And so then we started talking about it, and we started having a conversation. We started throwing names back and forth at each other of what we wanted to call this. And then we kept on saying things back and forth when Journey came up. And then me and my wife, we came up with Journey to a Better Health. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
That's how it was inspired.
But I'm an entrepreneurial mind anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
by you being an entrepreneurial mind, you know that we start before we even start.
Right.
So the name and everything comes, the LLC, the all of that. We create everything before we even get started.
Before before
Yeah,
we even know where the funds is
yeah.
coming
Before we
from.
go where it's coming from. So that's how Journey was birthed.
Okay.
You know,
You mean inspired you?
inspired.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, inspired.
Um, was there a specific moment, conversation, or experience that pushed you to turn your pain into a product line?
Mm,
So
yeah,
now we know what inspired it. So what experience? So I mean, basically, you just said your experience, your
yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
and you produced it into a product line.
yeah. We said that what me and my wife decided was this. When we said that we wanted to turn this into a formula, we said, listen, there's a lot of people that's dealing with what we were dealing with. And once the doctor gave me a short time to live, and then the cancer began to reverse itself,
Mm-hmm.
we said that let's take this stuff and see if we can help somebody else.
So once it reversed, once you synced your product and
Yeah,
your formula
yeah, yeah,
start working on you,
yes.
that was the moment you said, "Let's put this out to the world."
Let's put this out to the world. Let's take
That's
this and
only right.
let's help some other people be proactive, because we have to be reactive.
That's only
So
right.
so let's help some people if we can help them with the formula. Because you got to remember, everything that we have was made out of love,
Mm-hmm.
fighting for my life. My wife was in there doing that stuff out of love for me, fighting for her husband. You got what I'm saying? So all of our formulas is made out of love. That's the difference between our formula and just the formula that's sitting there that somebody made up. These are formulas that was used to save my life.
And that's how it always start, right?
Yeah,
Something that helped you,
yeah,
and we want to produce it to the world.
yeah.
How did your personal healing journey influence the formula, ingredients, and purpose behind your product? How did your personal healing journey influence the formula, ingredients, and the purpose behind your products?
We started going back and taking a look at uh, the different things that we did. Like the log we had,
Mm-hmm.
and we started going back and we started deciding what we thought would really really be more beneficial. So although we had a long log, everything in the log wasn't exactly working all the time. So we
Mm.
went back to the log and started taking those things that we know that was more effective, and we started putting those things together.
Mm. So deleting the ad, and this is so dope that you even saying that to give the people hope, like as you always say, to give the people hope as to like if something don't work, just go back to the drawing board.
That's right. Don't quit. Don't quit. Stay in the lab because that's all they doing. They're in the lab. They putting together pills. The pills that you taking that they say that can band-aid what you got going on. Well, you got to get in the lab with the natural.
And I'm not against medication, but those medications that we are taking is used for multiple different things as to why we have different type of side effects.
Absolutely.
What was the first product you created and why?
Um, the first product we created a couple at one time, but
Okay, what's the
okay.
first one that you put out into the world?
The first product that we put out in the world was the inflammation and mucus tea.
Why was that the first one?
Because during our study and during everything that we knew, we realized that it doesn't matter what sickness that you have, it all stems from inflammation and mucus.
Mhm.
If you got lupus, if you got cancer, if you got diabetes, if you got any sickness that's in your body, it stems from inflammation and mucus. And so we started focusing on those things that we noticed that was working on me. And we took all of those herbs and we put it inside of this tea.
Okay.
And we started noticing that when people started drinking our tea, they started telling us that mucus was coming out of their body, that they had more energy. Like right now, I really drink my tea today, but the tea, like, I'm missing a portion of my lung.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still healing. So sometimes I'll get a wheeze. But if I drink my tea, I don't have problems breathing or any of that. So we have people now that call and request for our tea that what's in it. Now we tell people all the time, like, if you look at the back of our tea and you see those ingredients, anybody can go to the store and buy some ingredients, but the way ours was made was specifically on how we used it to fight for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we've been having so much success with this tea. And then after then, we just
Congratulations.
continued on. Yeah, our tea has made it to Canada, Nigeria, Gambia. People, they like the tea, but more importantly, they know that this is a tea that I use to fight for my life.
And they see.
And they
And
seeing
they
me
think
fight.
the evidence and
Yeah,
they think the proof.
yeah,
People always gotta see everything, but that's fine.
yeah,
As long as it gets you to where it needs
yeah,
to be for the price to be sold.
yeah,
So I mean you can't fake that, right?
yeah. And thank you for supporting us. And you said that you like the tea and it's working
Yes,
for you.
I
So
do.
yeah, it's a good thing. So
It's for me, like I barely get sleep anyway. But now that all this chaos is going on, my sleep is very limited.
mhm,
So for me, like when I started drinking the tea, I always started like around 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then my last cup be like at 3:20. And I haven't had an energy drink since I've been drinking the tea. I always used to drink the Celsius.
yeah,
Um, I'm focused. I'm not tired.
yeah,
I may yarn.
yeah,
I don't even think I'm yarning throughout the whole day.
yeah,
I don't feel sluggish. I'm just very alert. I'm smooth going. I'm just, and I'm normally not like this when I wasn't taking tea. Like I'll be aggravated, agitated. I'll be tired. I'll be drowsy. I'll be
yeah,
struggling to stay up. Like
yeah,
even if I did get some sleep, like it was just that's just how it was. I haven't woke up with any swollen ankles, any swollen fingers, and I didn't notice it at first until I was like, my fingers look normal. Like I was like, oh,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I always wake up with that.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, so for me, like I'm just gonna keep drinking it because I like the benefits. And
yeah.
then when the weather changed, I normally get body aches too because I have RA, and I haven't had that at all.
That's powerful. Yeah,
So I'm just like, yo, I'm posting it because it's doing great for me. So I
yeah,
love it. So I just want to let everybody else know, like, yo, you gotta, you know,
yeah.
try it, and don't just try for a day or two. Give yourself about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to see the
Yeah.
benefits.
When it comes to herbs, people got to understand that you're dealing with natural products, right?
Hmm.
So it takes time for those products to get to
Be
your
in your
to reach in your
system.
cells.
And I haven't had any
Yeah,
coffee either.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
coffee drinker. You
yeah,
hear me?
yeah. That
I'm
tea the
talking
bomb.
about
Yeah,
I'm a coffee drinker.
yeah,
I have not had no coffee.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's getting cold too, guys. So we got to understand. I tell people this all the time. Water is basically is oxygen for your cells.
It
All right.
is.
And nutrition is also oxygen for your cells. So when your body's not getting the proper oxygen, your body your cells begin to suffocate. And
Yeah,
then,
that's just like
yeah,
not moist. I like to use a comparison to like not moisturizing your skin,
yeah, yeah. That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People, what you don't know is what you don't know. That's why it's always good to get educated and always
absolutely.
ask questions. Like no questions is a dumb question. You don't know, you just
Yeah,
don't know.
absolutely.
For people who are new to your brand, what makes Journey to a Better Health different from other wellness products? Well, you said it. It's made with love.
What's made with love, that's for sure. But what makes my product different than everybody else's, and I can't say that I'm the only one. You got what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
has experienced something like I have. But what does separate me from other products, and I'm not knocking products because they're necessary. I love nutrition products, but the products that we have was developed from fighting for my life,
It saved you.
all of it. You know what I'm saying? So the products that we are providing, that we're sharing, these are all products that we have used, that we used on my body, and we have the evidence that the products that we have work because I'm still here.
Yes, you are in the
I,
flesh.
I'm not gonna say I'm not the greatest guy looking guy in the world, but for a guy that's 55 years old that have fought cancer 4 times, right now still healing. If an average person was to look at me, you would never even know I had that experience, and it has a lot to do with the nutrition and of course even your mind, the mental,
Hmm.
all of it's important. So I just want to just say this to you. I just commend you because this platform that you have, Lupus Has No Face podcast, this is an opportunity, and I don't even know if you know what you're building, an opportunity for people, for us to have these discussions. That's huge.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, yeah, that's huge,
I appreciate that. I mean, as a community, um, whether it's community, neighbors, next door, worldwide, we need to have these conversations. We need to have these discussions. We need to talk about the different things because each person is different. Each illness is different. Even though you may have the same illness, it may be different in your body, and you should be able to go somewhere or have a support group and talk to people or get educated to try new things that you have never heard of or that the doctors haven't told you about or your friends or anything like that. So
Yeah,
um, I feel like once we all come together, um, or if we don't, I'm gonna continue spreading living well with lupus because you definitely can live well with lupus. It's a choice that you're gonna have to make. It's always a choice that you're gonna have to make. It's hard. Being consistent is hard. It's very, very hard, but it's doable, and the benefits is amazing. So, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like it's just a breeze. No, it's not.
yeah,
Anything in life worth having is totally hard.
yeah,
Anything in life that you got easy, you better ask yourself how, why, and when it's gonna end.
yeah.
Because it's very necessary. I think it's just for a fact I know you gotta go through something in order to get the greatness because you won't know the value of it. You won't know how to sustain it. You won't know how to bring people up in abundance, like God said. So, like, anything in life worth having. I don't care if it's your dream job, your dream house, your dream car, having a healthy body, whatever it is, you're going to go a relationship, you're going to go through. It's just necessary.
That's right.
Those are the necessary steps.
I really never really went into detail about it, but I was married before, And the young lady that I was married to, she had 3 daughters, and one of her daughters had lupus.
Hmm.
And I raised these young ladies,
Yeah.
and I remember, I mean, I changed the dialysis bags. We was doing dialysis from home. I was doing that. You know what I mean? I was watching this young lady go. Unfortunately, she passed in 2018 while
My
I was battling
condolences.
cancer.
Yep.
But the prednisone and all of those different things, ended up destroying her kidneys.
Hmm.
And so I watched that trauma go on. But one of the things I think that what I like about what you're doing is that you're bringing different forms of lifestyle, different paths of experiences. And one thing that that we realize and that we all have in common is you do have to watch your diet. You do have to focus on personal self development so that you can have the mental capacity to deal with what you're dealing with.
Hmm.
You got what I'm saying? You do have to learn how to change your expectations, because those things will take you out of here. And I'm realizing right now that people don't realize this, but stress is now the number one killer. If you got blood sugar or diabetes, like I just use blood sugar for an example, real quick. Stress can cause a person to blood sugar to go up to anywhere between 140 mg's up to 160. This is borderline diabetic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stress can do this on its own.
It can, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you just started stressing out or if you've been stressing out. It has no expiration date on there or anything like that. Like I just real quick, I was really irritated and I was yelling, and it did something to my
Yeah.
body emotionally. Like I felt it, like
Oh,
I
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
felt it. I'm
Yeah.
like, I really need to stop. I need to stop doing this because this is gonna make me sick. Like I felt it. And then the next day I heard somebody that had a stroke from just yelling. While she
Yeah.
was yelling,
Yeah.
she was having a stroke while she was yelling.
Absolutely.
I said, oh,
Yeah.
so yes, you have to be able to control your emotions, even though it's so hard sometimes.
It is.
You have to be
Yeah.
able to do that. Do something to relieve yourself. Go walk, jog, have your favorite ice cream, take a nap. But it's very necessary for
Yeah.
your own self.
It is. We got to find our own therapy. Remember, we
You
talked
gotta,
about this.
yeah, you gotta find your own therapy.
Bike riding. Most people when they think about therapy, we keep going. Most people when we thinking about therapy, we thinking about going to sit down on somebody's couch and have them talk to you. And a lot of times when you end up on somebody's couch, they offering you medication. So we got to find our own therapy. We got go to some art, ride your bike, go to the
Yeah,
gym. You know what I'm saying? Read a book, do some puzzles. We got to find our own therapy, and we have to start having those discussions.
yeah, even that. Like, I'm an advocate for therapy. Like whether you
Yeah,
go, talk to
yeah,
somebody or
yeah,
do what you say you're doing. But the
absolutely.
thing about that's hard too. We want to know why, because it's doing something good for you. Doing anything good for you that's going to change your mindset is hard.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
people ain't gonna want to get up and go to those appointments. People ain't
yeah,
gonna want to sit down and no puzzles, but it's necessary.
yeah, yeah,
It's definitely gonna change your mood if you allow that energy to come in.
yeah,
So you just gotta want to do it.
yeah.
Um, can you break down how your product work in the body, especially for people dealing with inflammation, fatigue, or immune issues?
Okay. So we'll stick to another product that we created right after that was we created a liquid or a liquid extract of inflammation and mucus as well. Because what we also realize, and the people don't know this, when you have liquid, it gets to your blood cells faster.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I just
It's
not to cut you off, but I just seen you make a video earlier today, and I shared it. But go ahead.
so you know when I was going to point this out, when you're not getting the proper oxygen to your cells, what it creates is stress oxidation. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
And so when you have stress oxidation, that means that your cells are not getting the oxygen that they need. And when, just say for instance, if just hold my hand real quick, I promise you I ain't gonna hurt you. So me
So
and
it's an
you,
exercise right now, y'all.
so me and you are holding hands right now. If one of us stop breathing, excuse me, y'all, that's the devil right there trying to call me. But if one of us stops breathing right now and we're holding hands, then we're not going to continue to hold hands because somebody's going to break away from holding the hands
Yeah.
because you're not going to just hold my hands because you can't breathe.
Right.
Well, when the cells can't breathe, they also split.
Yeah.
And once they split, that is what you call radical cells.
Yeah.
So what happens is the cells that become radical, your cells are being communicated to by your pituitary gland at the top of your brain, which is giving your cells instructions on where they need to be and where they need to go. But once the cells become radical, they go wherever they want to go. They go into places where they don't belong. Well, when your cells go into places where they don't belong, they cause inflammation in the body.
Yeah.
Which causes mucus in the body, which causes disease in the body. So these radical cells begin to form their own cells, their own family. I tell people all the time, we be so concerned about what's going on the outside of us that we don't even realize that it's more going on the inside of you. Like the definition of your white blood cells, the real definition of your white blood cells, if you look it up, it says that your white blood cells are your warring soldiers.
Yeah, they are.
That's what they are.
They are.
So when your white blood cells are not getting the things that they need, they can't war. They become defenseless. And once you get radical cells, those radical cells begin to fight against those good cells because they're trying to create their own world because they too are trying to survive. So the only way that you can do or fight back those radical cells is by giving your body what it needs in order to do that. So like the tea that we have with those herbs, by giving your body those herbs are what the things that your cells need in order to fight back. Got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you're drinking these herbs are going to the cells, giving the cells what they need in order to fight. And those particular herbs that we have in our tea are herbs that fight specifically against inflammation and mucus. So it's a start.
Gotcha.
You got what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's not the end all be all, but it is a start. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, you need to fix your diet.
Yeah, your diet, which is everything.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you said it like that because everybody swear upon this and swear upon that. It's 100% working, 100%. I'm just glad that you base this off of what helped you and how it helped you and what it can and will do. And like I said, I see the benefits in my own body. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Which product would you recommend to someone just starting their nutrition wellness journey?
Well, everybody's journey, everybody, actually everybody needs something different for what they're going through. You need to find out what your blood type is. You got what I'm saying? You need to get you a full metabolic blood panel from the doctor. When you go to the doctor, you want to ask them for a full metabolic blood panel because the first thing you do when you go to the doctor, they're going to ask you, they're going to take your blood. Yeah. So you want to understand your own blood.
Yeah.
So first of all, you need to understand what's going on in your blood, especially if you got some issues.
Yes.
The second thing that's very necessary is you have to make up your mind. You already know that you've been eating whatever you want to eat for the last 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
For the last
without
50
detoxing
years,
or you've been taking a break or anything.
You know what you've been putting in yourself. You know you've been drinking alcohol and using drugs and doing all of this stuff. If you want to survive, you want to change your life, we have to cleanse our body.
Yeah.
And what that means is we have to let go of things like sugar and fructose and junk foods that we shouldn't be eating and wheat and all of these different things that were strategically put into our communities. Liquor stores on every corner. We don't want to talk about this, but when we start talking about therapy, instead of people getting the therapy that we need, we began to self-medicate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I'm guilty of it.
Talking about it now, people use different things to help them get through what they actually need to get through.
I was sick with radiation treatment from a young age, and all of my 20s, I used drugs, sold drugs, and used them. I never was healed. So I never was feeding my body what it needed. I never had the structure that was
You
necessary to heal.
wasn't then.
I
You
wasn't
are
then,
now.
but I am now.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But it's necessary to understand that there's people that's there.
Yes.
And if you are there, you need to understand that if you continue to use drugs and alcohol and you continue to self-medicate, you're destroying your cells.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Preach then.
Yeah, yeah.
Preach then.
I left my offering cup.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Africa.
It's right.
As a survivor, what do you wish more people understood about supporting someone going through serious illnesses?
I'm not in the same place that I was back then, but I mean, it's a difference between family and relatives. It's a difference between the two.
It is.
You got what I'm saying? Just because somebody, it goes back to the expectation piece again. Just because somebody got the same blood that you have, don't mean that they have your best interest.
True.
So
that's with anybody.
And that's with anybody. So the best thing that I suggest that a person can do is understand your resources and have a gratitude for what you do have
and what's available to you.
Yeah. I see things differently now than I saw them before.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for men who struggles to speak up about their health or ask for help? Because men don't never go to the doctor.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Most men don't never go to the doctor.
Well, I'm gonna say this: do you love your family? Do you love your children? Do you love yourself? Any person that's not willing to go and see about themselves to make sure that they're okay, then I would question how much they love the people that they say they love.
And he just sounded like to me.
Who TD Jakes? No.
What you know? It's gonna blow your mind. Belly. You know when DMX was Nas that was talking.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah.
I got that Nas flag.
I'm like, wait, say that. You just reminded me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me will myself back in. All right.
It's all good. You my little sister. I'm glad to see you smiling right now.
Man, it's just
when I came in here tonight, the Lord allowed me to pick up some of your pressure.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
When you did that smile, I don't know if y'all noticed it, but I dropped the ball on the question. It was kind of like I wasn't the full 100 that I normally am. And when you did it, I'm like,
I had to
read me like that. Let me get myself back together.
Yeah, I had to do that. But that's what we do when you build in your tribe. You got to get to know each other, right? Because when you build into your tribe, you got to know how to build each other up, right? And hold each other down. Listen, the one of the biggest things that I'm looking back at what I was going through. The bottom line is people had an issue with me because I'm me.
Yeah.
Everybody got issues. Everybody got their own personality defects, but the people didn't have enough grace for me to be with me in the midst of my storm. But it's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay.
You gotta snap the finger.
You feel me? You hear me, bro? Yeah.
You know what though? A lot of people don't like to. We remind people that they have to. When you are a person that holds people accountable, and this is just literally like God has just been speaking to me. I've been putting stuff all on the books, but that's just where it's at, and I'm understanding what I'm saying. So like, when you are a person that hold people accountable, people don't like to look in the mirror. So if you're allowing that person to face themselves, sometimes, you know what?
That's true.
Majority of the times, if any, because we're not responsible for them, right? We cannot control them.
Yeah.
It's them. It don't be anything to do with us. How a person treats us has everything to do with them.
That's right.
And we have to understand it. And we always ask ourselves, what did I do?
Always doing the self-examination.
Self-examination.
Yeah,
and it's like you gotta sit back and you gotta think, or me, I'm always asking him. It don't have anything to do. People are broken. People are never been loved unconditionally. Yeah. People have abandonment issues. People are envious. People are jealous. People are a lot of these things. So if you're sick and you got all of this love and the people that you expect for them to be there for you, and they see like, he got one of my posts, it has nothing to do with you. It had everything to do with how they feel.
I had to learn that. I had to learn that because, when you were
You got to keep relearning because you
yeah,
keep going in your head, and it's
yeah,
just like, and it's
yeah,
like, nah, that got everything to do with you, buddy.
yeah, yeah. Well, when you arrive, when you finally get there,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get to that place though to understand that I'm resilient. I'm a go getter. Look at what I've been through. In the midst of what I'm going through, I'm a business person. I create business. I take care of everybody. You know what? Most of the people that have issues with me is somebody that I have went out my way to do something for, to help them.
Listen.
You
So
got what
then
I'm
that wasn't
saying?
enough when you stopped feeding them. It became a problem.
And I like what you said just a moment ago. Once you realize after you done did all of this self-examination,
Mm-hmm.
you begin to realize that because I can't really see that what I've done to anybody was any worse than what they've done to me. You got what I'm saying? But once you understand that, then you realize, hey, that had nothing to do with me.
No, it has nothing to
It
do with
has
you.
everything to do with them.
Yes, and we
You got what I'm
cannot
saying?
control people.
Can't control people. And that might have a lot to do with it, because ultimately you have to
So you speak
realize.
that to me, but
I
are
mean,
you looking at it in a
I
different way?
no, but ultimately you can't you can't force anybody to love
Nothing.
you. You can't
You
force
can't force
anybody
no one
nothing.
to love you. You
Yeah,
can't force no one to tell you the truth. You can't
yeah,
force no one to be loyal to you. Being loyal, that's all a choice.
absolutely.
That's all a choice.
So
And
is love.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
choice.
yeah, absolutely.
It's a choice, and it's an emotion,
Yeah,
emotional action.
yeah.
So, people just saying it out there, there's no action behind it. That's
Look, you done set up. You back. You done set up, boy. She ready to go. That's what I want to see.
no, for real. So,
Yeah, yeah. I'm
we're not
loving
gonna
this
get into
today.
that. I'm gonna have to have you on my other podcast so we can talk some raw. Well, this is always raw,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
on a different level.
yeah.
What challenges did you face building a business while balancing health and recovery?
Um, I've had an entrepreneurial spirit. Really, I was a paper boy at 12.
I
So,
know.
so I realized at 12, I wanted the paper route. You know what I mean? I was gonna chase my, I wanted to collect my money, right? And so I kind of been on that track ever since I was 12 years old. But, in the midst of everything, the Lord gave me something some time ago. Like, I realized this. I realized that uh, in order to get an opportunity, you have to take an opportunity. And I realized that most people was really picky about what they will and will not do.
Yeah,
A person will say, I won't work at McDonald's, but what you don't know that if you went to McDonald's to go to work, somebody might walk in there, they might have a better opportunity for you. So you missed an opportunity because you wasn't willing to take an opportunity
or risk.
or risk to take an opportunity.
Yes,
But when you get an opportunity, you have to be looking for the reason why so many people get stuck, because when you get an opportunity, you should be looking for an opportunity in the opportunity.
for sure.
And that's how I move. Every business that I have came out of a business that I started.
Okay, say it now.
You got what I'm saying?
Yes,
And I can give you the breakdown, but I don't know if you can handle it.
not well, I can handle anything, but how we already got an hour.
no,
Wait,
no, but you know what I mean, though. You get it,
yeah,
yeah,
no, I
yeah.
get
Because
it.
I
I
see
get
you
it.
do it too.
I get it.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know you
You
have
always gotta
multiple
remain.
businesses.
You always
Yeah,
gotta remain a student. You always
absolutely.
gotta study what it is that you're doing.
And I do
So
what I want to do. I start what I want to start. I don't have no friend. Every business that I have, and I've employed over 30, 40 people
that's
in my
amazing.
lifetime. And I don't have a college degree. And I don't want to tell all my business, but I'm self-made. I'm a self-educated man.
And nothing is wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They
And
gotta
I ain't
respect.
done yet.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here
I
for
ain't done yet. We finna go.
it.
We finna go. Yeah, we gonna find us something to do. You hear me?
We're
Yeah.
gonna add more to us,
And we
whatever
ain't
we
finna
do.
be fighting, and we ain't finna be trying to run and get mad, and we ain't finna be jumping in nobody clicks to get what we gotta get. We gonna go get it.
That's right.
Yeah. No,
That's
don't get me
right.
started now.
I see you. I see the attitude. Hold
Yeah,
on
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Wait a
Hold on,
minute.
slow down.
Wait a minute.
Humble myself before the Lord.
Yes. Okay. Where do you see journey to a better health in the next few years?
Oh my God. Um, I was so distraught because when everybody saw me fight for my life. Everybody in the city knows about my story.
Mm-hmm.
They know. They've been watching. And I was so distraught because when me and my wife created these products, my thing was I'm getting ready to go and save my community,
Mm-hmm.
all the black people. I'm saving them. And I limited myself.
Yeah, you did.
You got what I'm saying? Because what we have with Journey to a Better Health is not just for one ethnicity. What we have is universal.
It is.
Because every person fights sickness and disease, and our story is growing all over the country.
So where do you see it next to you?
I see nothing but exponential growth. Extra. I see it. I see an opportunity for me and my wife and my organization to help people all over the world. I see it. I see that that's what's getting ready to happen. The doors are opening right now. It's opening right now. You know, I'm excited. You know,
excited for
and I'm humbled. I mean, when I say humbled, I'm saying that God is in control.
Yes, He
and
is.
He will make room for your gift. And sometimes the rooms that you want to go in is not for you.
That's true.
There's rooms that He wants you to go in that's for you, that will open up doors, you know, because you don't have to. I don't have to submit to gatekeepers.
You know,
because I'm not subject to the gates.
You is a mess. You is a mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How can listeners connect with you, support your brand, or purchase your products?
You can always visit our website, which is Journey, the number two, abetterhealth.com. That's Journey, the number two, abetterhealth.com. If you go to Journey to a betterhealth.com, you can go there and you can find all of our social media. You can see our products. You can even go there and you can get do a questionnaire and get a meeting with us concerning your health issues. We do nutrition plans, but that's where you can reach us at,
Okay.
and keep your eyes open because or keep your eyes closed. Either way it go, you know what I mean.
Okay,
Here, we're on
Claude.
our way. Yeah.
What final words of encouragement would you like to leave for the Lupus Has No Face family?
I just want to say this. Um, tap into things like this. What Savannah has going on. Lupus Has No Face podcast, because what you're gonna begin to see is, and what you're gonna begin to understand is, this is like becoming the new therapy, the new hospital, because we're creating positive information for people. And I want you to, for those of you that have people in your life that's got some health issues, that's fighting, and they grumpy and they seem a little, too overwhelming. Don't give up on them. Have a little grace on them, because just put yourself in their shoes and imagine if you were going through what they were going through. Would you want someone to have grace for you? Do you think that you're gonna be walking around smiling with a halo over your head all day and you're fighting for your life? No, you're gonna be irritated, and you need people there for you. So let's, as a community, let's just begin to be more supportive of one another. If you guys are paying attention, just real quick, we're looking at the young people. We're seeing more mental health than we've ever seen before. Let's have some grace for these young people. Let's get some coping skills and learn how to deal with it. These drugs, these alcohol, these kids are not getting any nutrition in their body. It's destroying them. And also, when you do those things, it causes sickness in your body. So let's come together as a community and do better.
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
Couldn't even say nothing behind that.
Yeah.
Well, it's always a pleasure having you. Thank you again
You
so
smiling.
much for
You sitting up. I love it.
Thank you
Yeah.
again so much for coming on to the
Yeah.
Lupus Has No Face podcast. Your story is amazing.
Yeah.
Hope to see you soon. And thank you guys for tuning in every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. To Lupus Has No Face podcast. Remember, if you have missed the stories of any episodes of Lupus Has No Face podcast, please go to Lupus Has No Face podcast. And while you're there, like, share, and subscribe. And if you need any life and wellness coaching, I'm your coach, Savannah Burks. Please do go to savannahburks.com and schedule a free 30-minute consultation. And do not forget, Guide Living Well with Lupus can be found on Amazon, but for faster shipping, please go to www.lupushasnoface.com. Until next time.